We love the Xbox One. It's a revolutionary console with some great games. The chances are, though, you only use it for games and that's that. However, pro gamers know it's a far more versatile system than you'd think if you only used it for one thing. So today we're going to tell you about some of the awesome things you can do on your Xbox One. If this is your first time visiting us, then make sure you like this video, subscribe to TheGamer, and ring that bell to become a member of our notification squad so you never miss a video. Speed up installation. There is something incredibly special about what happens when you get a new game console. The infinite technological possibilities, not to mention the awesome games, are at your fingertips. And it's the sense of anticipation which is so flippin' magical. This is especially true of the Xbox One. You bring it home, make sure the wires are all set up properly, and then you turn it on. Then you have to connect your new device to the internet. So unless you're old school and have a wired system, you'll have to remember your Wi-Fi password. Once you do that, you're ready to play. Well, as soon as the update installs, which will take about 20 minutes, and hey, where you going? Come back! Yes, it can be a right pain in the neck waiting for things to install on the Xbox One. It's necessary, but it is kinda dull, and you'd rather be getting on with playing the games you bought the system for. However, seasoned gamers know there's a way around the wait, and we're here to show it to you. There's a URL and a code. If you've got a smartphone, you can put those into your browser. Once you've done that, you can then keep on doing the rest of your setup while the updates install. This is very helpful as it means that there's going to be less time between getting the console out of its box and blasting through the games you want to play. Play anywhere. We've all been there. You're in a somewhat boring situation, like you're on a long train journey for instance, and you've got your Windows laptop with you. You want to play some awesome Xbox games, but alas, your Xbox One is sat at home under the TV and you can't play it. It is, we are sure you'll agree, a frustrating feeling. Well, we're here to tell you right here, right now, that actually you can play the games you love even if you aren't with your Xbox One. How awesome is that? Very is the answer you're looking for. You need a Wi-Fi connection, of course. How did we ever cope without Wi-Fi? It was a truly different time. Anyway, you'll get yourself online and then the fun really starts. You'll be somewhat limited to the games published by Microsoft themselves, but we don't think there's too much of a problem there. You see, Microsoft games all have a pretty cool feature, the Play Anywhere one, which is what we're gonna lock into here. Open up Windows 10 and open up your gaming platform. If you've downloaded your games onto your Xbox One, then they'll be waiting right there for you. So you won't have to worry about how long you're going to be because you'll be in gaming heaven right there. Oh, you know how we said that you could play the games wherever you were? Well, this doesn't apply to school or work. We'd never dream of condoning such terrible behavior. Play other consoles. The more, shall we say, mature gamers among us will know that back in the day, you were either one thing or another. Back in the early 90s, you were either a Super Nintendo player or you had a Sega Genesis. It was one or the other, and it was a bitter feud. We're pretty sure wars have been started over less. Now, though, it's pretty common for people to have more than one console from more than one company. If nothing else, it should make the world of gaming more peaceful. However, with this new era comes a new problem. We all know how setting up a console can be a little bit fiddly. There are so many wires, and they can all get mixed up. Then there are the updates, which are great, but they can take their time if you haven't had your console plugged in for a while. This means you're less likely to switch between systems anywhere near as much as you'd imagined you would when you went on your gaming console buying spree. There is one great way around this problem, though. It's one hardcore pro gamers know all about. If you've got an HDMI for your other console, you can do it. Plug the device into your Xbox One, and there you have it. Play music. This might sound a bit odd, but there are other forms of entertainment out there, things which aren't video games. Yeah, we know, it sounds weird, right? All joking aside, if you're a music lover, then you'll know loving games as well can put you in an odd position. It's like you want to check out the sounds being released by your favorite acts, but you'll also want to keep your gaming going. We reckon this is another 21st century problem, but think about it. Way back when, games weren't as reliant on audio as they are now. You could turn the sound off and whack some music on. This meant you could experience the best of both worlds. Nowadays, though, things are different. Things like voice acting and audio cues are so integral to games in this day and age that you'll want to keep your ears open when you're playing so you'll get the full experience. Yeah, you could always turn the sound off and switch subtitles on, but the subtitles can distract sometimes. Nevertheless, you'll want to listen to music at some point. Did you know, though, that you can do it on the Xbox One? If you've got music on your mobile, there are a wide range of apps you can use to connect your phone to your console and listen away on it. You can also play music from your computer, so long as you have Xbox Music installed. Either way, it's another cool thing the system can do. Get more storage. One of the biggest changes in the way we play video games is something not as many people talk about as you might think. It used to be the case that you'd have to go to a game shop if you wanted to buy a video game. Don't get us wrong, we do like a good gaming shop. There's something special about going to a place stocked full with everything you'd want to play. However, they had their drawbacks. You had to leave the comfort of your own home for a start. It basically sucks the fun out of the whole process, we find. Also, sometimes the game you wanted wasn't in stock. Either it was too obscure or it was so darn popular it had sold out. This meant your trek to the shops was fundamentally all for nothing. The internet changed all that, just like it changed pretty much everything. Smart gaming companies realized that if you could download a game, it was easier, more convenient, and always in stock. More to the point, it also meant you could buy more games. There was one catch. What if you ran out of space? Luckily for Xbox One gamers, there's a way around that problem. All you have to do is get a USB 3.0 drive with a capacity of over 250 gigabytes, hook it up to your console, and Bob's your uncle. No having to stress out about having to delete games. Pin your games. Here at TheGamer, we love the Xbox One. Heck, we wouldn't be making this video if we didn't. While there are countless things to love about it, we aren't so naive as to think that there's nothing wrong with it. Let's face it, the nature of any sort of technology means it can get a bit confusing at times if you aren't paying attention. One of the things which we consider to be a bit of a drag is finding our games on the Xbox One. Let's face it, we all know what it's like when you really want to play that one game in particular, interface and hunt it down. It doesn't sound like much, but we're sure you know exactly how time-consuming and frustrating it can be. However, pro gamers who love their Xbox Ones know how to get around this particular issue, and right now, we're here to tell you, you can do it too. Imagine if you could just find your game when you start things up. Sounds pretty rad, right? Well, here's how you do it. You go to your Xbox One's home screen. You do this by pressing the Xbox button and finding the game you want. Once you've found it, you select it and then you press the menu button and then you hit Pin to Home. The result is simple yet effective. Your game is there where you want it to be, not hidden away. Share your games. If you're a gamer, then you'll know how awesome it is when you make friends with people who love games just as much as you do. You've got more people to play with for a start. You aren't limited to playing with randoms online who can, let's face it, be pretty annoying sometimes. No, now you know people who are cool, friendly, reliable, enthusiastic, and far less likely to troll you until you reach a ridiculously high level of frustration and peevedness. It's not the only thing, though. Let's face it, as much as we'd all like to, there's no way we can all get our hands on every game ever made ever. Well, not unless you specialize in consoles with a very limited range of games, and thankfully, the Xbox One definitely doesn't fall into that category. This is where our new gaming friends come in. They're people who can let you play games you would like to have, but don't. If you're especially lucky, then they'll introduce you to awesome games you have no idea about. If you have housemates who love games, you can take it to a whole new level by sharing games. Yeah, you heard us right, you can share games between Xbox Ones. So long as they're on the same online network. All you have to do is set up one of your consoles as a home Xbox, and everyone can play the games which are on there. Sharing, as they quite rightly say, is caring. Use it as a PC. When the very first Xbox came out in 2001, it helped in its own way to revolutionize the gaming industry. It was the first time a massive computing company had gone into the business of making games consoles. Let's face it, there wasn't and probably still isn't a tech firm quite as well known and as massive as Microsoft. The Xbox helped the firm gain a real hold in the world of gaming. Of course, while it was the first console Microsoft had made, it wasn't the first thing of theirs which could play games. No, the Windows operating system had, albeit usually linked to hardware that wasn't Microsoft's, been used by a certain sort of gamer for quite some time. However, the concepts of the Microsoft Xbox and the Windows PC were entirely separate things which weren't going to be linked up. This all changed, though, in 2016. It was then that Bill Gates' company turned the until then separate Windows 10 and Xbox One stores into a giant marketplace filled with loads of cool stuff. This meant, to cut a long story short, you could use your Xbox One to turn your TV into a massive Windows 10 PC. All of a sudden, the possibilities were endless. This meant your Xbox One could be something you used for both work and for play. Which of the things we talked about was your favorite? Are there any we may have missed? Let us know in the comments section below. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to The Gamer.